In Morrowind, you can exploit Conjuration to summon as many NPCs as you want. Not only that, but the summons in this game are insanely powerful compared to future games. Which got me thinking, is it possible to beat Morrowind with more soldiers than the Civil War questline in Skyrim, or will they take up too much walking space to be of any use? We want to level up Conjuration fast, but it will take forever. And even if we level it up, we're still limited in magicka, and can't cast strong summon spells as much as we want. But I've got an ace up my sleeve, it's called Alchemy. We'll be playing as a Breton since we'll want to maximize our magicka without being a fragile high elf. Take the apprentice sign. I don't like using the Atronach sign because regenerating magicka is convenient. Make sure to steal the limeware platter. God knows we can use the gold. Give the ring to Fargoth, then sell it off to the trader and make your way to Balmora. Once at Balmora, get to the Mages Guild and then take a teleport to Caldera. Walk up to the tower and steal the Master Alchemy set. Then go back and teleport to Sadrith Mora. Walk over to the Imperial Shrine and talk to Anius Atrius. He may not look like much, but this man is single-handedly the reason you can turn into a god. Buy all the netch leather, bloat, and ash yams from him, then close the trade window. Reopen it, and he'll be selling them again. Repeat until you run out of money. Now use your alchemy set to combine the ingredients and brew up a few potions of intelligence. Then drink these potions of intelligence and repeat. Since intelligence boosts alchemy in the potions you make, you're going to be creating exponentially stronger potions. This is kind of like Skyrim's restoration loop exploit, except it's just alchemy being used as intended. You can sell back some of the potions to buy more ingredients. You will always be at a net positive. As you get more intelligent, your potions also last long. Use this exploit till your intelligence exceeds that of Julianos. Now we have a ton of magicka and a ton of gold via selling potions. However, we still have to train up our conjuration. Without a high conjuration skill, we can't cast any of the game-breaking spells. Or at least that's what you may think. Not many Morrowind players know this, but your spellcasting chance is also influenced by willpower. See where I'm getting at? Visit the Balmora Temple, buy Wickwheat from Larara Omain, then buy Scrib Jelly from Lathino Hlalu. They both infinitely sell their respective ingredients. Just like last time, buy them, close the menu, reopen, and repeat. Create as many willpower potions as you can, and drink them. When you have more willpower than Sisyphus, you are ready. You can now cast any spell in the game with the sheer indomitable Breton spirit. Now before we go shopping for spells, we obviously need gold. A lot of it. First, make sure you have a lot of potions to sell. With your super intelligence, any potion regardless of its effects should sell for a ton of gold. Make your way to Caldera once again and look for Gorak Manor. Go inside and sell one of your economy crashing god potions to the creeper. Once they run out of gold, wait 24 hours and repeat. Keep doing this until you have enough gold. Remember, spellmaking is quite expensive. I suggest you get more gold than you think you need. Now that you have more gold than exists in Tamriel, actually wait, what are these spellmaking costs? Well anyways, now that you have gold, head over to Tel Brenora and levitate up to the top of the tower. Talk with Felon Marion. He is the only person in the entire game who sells Golden Saint summon spells. Along with that, buy up any other conjuration spell he sells. Now, find a spellmaker. Luckily for us, Phelan is a spellmaker himself. You can be creative with your armies, however I like to stuff every summon I can into one spell. You should also set the duration of your spells to not more than 60 seconds. It's pointless to have permanent summons, and having it only 60 seconds makes it cheaper to cast and create. I also made a spell to summon a Golden Saint and a Dremora. While you cannot add the same summon to the same spell, you can make multiple spells with the same summon for the same effect. Alright, we got summons, but wait a minute. It feels like our character walks in slow motion. It's probably because we only have 30 speed. Let's fix this real quick. Go back to the Imperial Shrine and buy Resist Magicka and Fortify Attribute spells. Then go to a Spellmaker and stack up the speed effect thrice. Also make a 100 Resist Magicka spell. We'll need it later. I also made a Levitation 100 spell for 20 seconds on the side. Now go to Caldera and walk along the western road until you come across Pemini. You could kill her for the boots of blinding speed, but I'm nice enough to escort her to Gnarmok. Finally, cast your 100 Resist Magicka, then wear the boots. The blindness effect will be cancelled out, but now you have a constant boost of 200 speed. Combining our speed spell with the boots, we achieve a comfortable 530 speed. It's not too fast, nor is it too slow. All this time we've been focused on the setup. Now let's beat Morrowind. We talk to Caius, then get our orders to talk to Asfat and Tabalus. He wants us to find a puzzle box, so we make our way to the Dwemer Ruin. We have our first boss fight, Snowy Granius. I summoned my army and just watched as they wreaked havoc. After beating him, one of my own summons directly hit me with an electric spell and I died. To add on to that, my last save was ages ago due to my overconfidence. Because of that incident, I started using my Golden Saint and Dremora summons way more. As I entered, I noticed an annoying problem. Unless they hit me first, or I attack them first, my summons will just stand around. But anyway, I dispatched off the goons and made sure to use the correct path up to the box. After grabbing it, I headed back to Asfat, and then back to Caius. Now Caius wants me to talk to Sharngra Muzgob. She wants me to go to the Andrano ancestral tomb to find someone's skull. I decided to just fly over there since I can't be bothered walking. I got scared by a ghost and summoned my army. Turns out, trying to summon an entire army in a small tunnel is a great way to trap yourself. Me and my soldiers fought through countless skeletons before finally finding the skull. While flying back, I forgot I had to cast levitation again and ended up falling to my death. Returning back, Caius wanted me to find 3 informants in Vivek for him. I teleported to Vivek, then looked for Hulea. You are supposed to talk to the guys threatening him, but instead I just asked him to follow me and quickly ran to Jobasha. Then had to look for Adiranir, who is in the sewers. I got into a battle with a random sewer hobo in full steel armor. She actually gave my summons a challenge. Talking to the Khajit, she says the IRS is coming after her. I went back up to let the agent know she left Morrowind, and he actually believed me. Finally, Mara Milo. She warned me that Big Brother was watching her. I'm sure nothing will happen to her. I had to go back to Jobasha to buy a book called Progress of Truth. Back at Caius, he wanted me to meet some Ashlander and Aldrune. The snobby Ashlander wanted a gift before he let me talk to him. I went ahead and bought a poetry book and gifted it to him. He then told me about the Ursulaku Ashlander tribe. Caius was happy with me. And my reward? Travel all the way to the Ursulaku camp to talk to them. After bribing someone as part of their gift-giving tradition, I was allowed to talk to their Ash Khan. To prove myself, I had to do a fetch quest and bring back a bow. I flew over to where the burial would be and entered it. Can I just say I find these mummies creepy? Anyways, my soldiers swarmed the burial. They were making it harder to walk though. I also found this guy and thanked him for the lockpick. Instead of doing this stupid parkour, I just levitated up. My troops absolutely disrespected the ghost. I took his bow and recalled back to the camp. Sulmatul was happy. Nibani Maesa told me the prophecies, and I returned back to Caius. Before even congratulating me, he told me to go somewhere new. This time it was Ilunibi, a 6th house base. Once again, my summons absolutely demolished Dagoth's minions. Dagoth Eras came up to me to give me a speech. Despite being miles away from him as he died, I still somehow contracted Corpus. Caius felt bad for me and told me to visit Devaeth Fear. I had to do an errand for him, meeting the last living dwarf in the process. He gave me a potion that he said might kill me. After some suspicious dialogue, I gulped it down and it actually healed me. Returning back to Caius, apparently he has been called back to the Imperial City. I'll miss this man. He ordered me to find out what happened to Mara Milo. Searching her quarters, I found a letter asking me to break into the Ministry of Truth to help her out. I stole the key and snuck in as sneakily as possible. I gave her a divine intervention spell, and we both broke out. I was told to meet Milo at Holamayan. I met the lady who would take me there if I told her I'm going fishing. I had to wait a bit till it was dawn, then had to talk to some guy who yapped about the Nerevarine prophecies. I recalled back to the Ursulaku camp, and Nibani Maesa told me I had to do a 3rd trial. Only the Ash Khan knew the details of the 3rd trial. But instead of telling me what to do, he first asked me to do a fetch quest for him. I just agreed and went off to Kogorun. My Daedric soldiers swarmed the stronghold. I found Corpus Weepings in the cup right away. The real struggle was finding the Shadow Shield. I had to go through tunnels filled with Atranax, through an ancient sewer, and finally through a cave system. My summon started fighting an ash vampire before I could even talk to him. Finally, I found a base, and died to an Atranax. After reloading, I made sure my summons did most of the work before pushing in. I grabbed the Shadow Shield and made my way back. Sulmatul was pleased and gave me a riddle I was supposed to figure out to find the cave. Of course, having played Morrowind more times than I can count, I just flew over to the cave. Accidentally summoned an entire army to kill a cliff racer. I then waited till it was the right time, then headed inside. Got jump scared by Azura and talked to the wannabe Nerevarines. Now I have to do the final yet the most annoying part of the main quest. I have to be declared as the Nerevarine by 4 tribes and named Hortator by 3 of the houses. I've already been named as the Ursulaku Nerevarine, so make it 3 tribes. Yes, the game just tosses you 6 quests all at once, but let's quickly get through them. First, I talked to the Ahamusa. The wise woman wanted me to escort her to a Daedric shrine, where they planned to move into. It was a pain getting her to follow without her chasing after slaughterfish. Once in the shrine, my soldiers made quick work of the inhabitants. Just kidding, they actually struggled against them. I escorted her into the inner statue, and once she named me Nerevarine, I left her in the room with enemies and quickly ran outside. Next, the Arabinimson. This is the easiest Ashlander quest by far. I basically had to enter different yurts, killing leaders one by one. Then I had to convince some guy to become leader instead by showing him the items my victims dropped. Who knew CIA gameplay was this easy? Finally, the Zainab. They're a bit of a pain. I had to talk to the Ashlander Kaushad, who seemed pretty chill. He just wanted me to kill a vampire. I went to the tomb, killed the vampire, and returned back. Impressed, now he wanted me to find him a bride. Not just any bride, but a high Telvanni princess, with big hips. I talked to the wise woman, and even she knew he was stupid. She suggested I go to Telarun and make a Dunmer slave her wife instead. I had to buy some clothes and perfume, then gave it to the slave, who loved it. I had to then escort her all the way back to the Zainab camp, which was easily the worst part. He complained she didn't have the hips he wanted, but still thanked me and named me Zainab Nerevarine. Now, we have to be named Hortator by every house. Luckily, it is far easier than being named Nerevarine. First, to be Telvanni Hortator, I had to kill the Archmagister Gabi. Nothing my soldiers can't handle. Then I had to go around asking for support, pretty easy. To be the Halalo Hortator, I had to bribe Kaesing Yingling and beg Drambero for support. For the remaining counselors to support me, I had to expose Dren as a Dagoth bootlicker, then kill him. Yulas and Omani supported me after that. Finally, Redoran. I just had to help Sereti by saving his son, and he and every counselor automatically supported me after that. Except Bulvin Vanim, who I challenged to a duel in the arena. He had his ass handed to him. With that, I was officially Hortator of the three houses. I received a note from the Archcanon asking me to meet him in his office. I used a scroll to unlock the back door to his room and talk to him. He told me that Vivek urgently wanted to meet. I walked up the great stairs of his palace, ready for the final journey. I talked to Vivek, he told me he screwed up and needed my help, and I flew off to Red Mountain right away, with Wraithguard in hand. Before entering Red Mountain, I visited the Ghost Gate and talked with the aspect of Talos, Wolf. He gave me a lucky coin, and I made my way into Red Mountain. First was the stronghold Odrasal. My soldiers did quick work of everyone, and I grabbed the key to keening off the Ash Vampire and took it. Then, I flew over Dagoth to Veminal. Once again, I fought the Ash Vampire and took Sunder from him. With both tools in hand, it was time to go enter Dagoth facility. He greeted me, talked about how much he missed me, and finally, I was face to face with the Sharmad himself. I summoned everything I could and let them loose. He was defeated so fast I couldn't even get a good look. Finally, I entered the Heart Chamber, and he returned. I summoned everything I could at him. It felt like a true final battle. In the end, he ended up falling off into the lava. I flew down to the Heart, but he teleported behind me. I destroyed the Heart with Keening and Sunder, which made him vulnerable. Once again, he fell down into the lava, and soon enough, died. I walked back up and watched as a Kulakan crumbled. Azura appeared and thanked me, and I left the facility. Once more, the clear skies returned to Morrowind. Alright, we're ending the video here. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. Also subscribe, because that'll help the channel. I'm honestly just trying to see whether this text-to-speech stuff works. Comment your thoughts below. I'm genuinely curious.